Hey gang, Dennis Tubbergen here with another economic update. I have on the screen in front of you today an article, actually a blog entry, offered by the International Monetary Fund, and it was published actually in April of 2018. And for the International Monetary Fund to use a headline like the one they used is, frankly, pretty surprising. It says Global Financial Stability Report 2018, a bumpy road ahead. So in short, the International Monetary Fund is predicting financial and economic trouble ahead. The fact that they would even openly discuss this to me is pretty incredible. Now, if you take a look, it says that the Global Financial Stability Report finds that short-term risks to financial stability have increased somewhat since the prior Global Financial Stability Report. Medium-term risks are still elevated as financial vulnerabilities which have built up during the years of accommodative policies could mean a bumpy road ahead and put growth at risk. But what does that mean in plain English? Well, risks are elevated as financial vulnerabilities which have built up during the years of accommodative policies. Really what that means is there's too much debt. And debt builds up when you have accommodative monetary policies. And too much debt means that we have deflationary tendencies and growth can be subdued, or we can even have negative growth. Now, to continue with the summary text here, higher inflation may lead central banks to respond more aggressively than currently expected, which could lead to a sharp tightening of financial conditions. Well, when central banks overdo it and they print too much money, we get inflation. And the only way you can rein in inflation is to raise interest rates. And if you raise interest rates, you're going to definitely see negative growth. So basically, reading between the lines here, the International Monetary Fund says that really central bankers are really between a rock and a hard place. They've printed too much money, which left unchecked could lead to inflation. However, if they tighten, it's going to lead to deflation. Now, this is exactly what Thomas Jefferson warned us about when he said, if the American people ever allow private bankers to control the issue of their currency, first by inflation, then by deflation, the very banks and corporations that will grow up around them will deprive the children of the very continent their fathers conquered. That is a rough paraphrase. So economic laws haven't changed in over 200 years. And the International Monetary Fund is here pointing out exactly what we've known for over 200 years. So my recommendation is to make sure you have an inflation hedge in your portfolio and a deflation hedge in your portfolio because we don't know exactly what the policy response will be. That's today's economic update.